Hi, welcome back to my channel, Yoga with Elizabeth, and today I'm going to do another video in our menopause series. Today's practice, we are going to think about focus and balance. Obviously, this practice is good for anyone, whether or not you are menopausal. But one of the symptoms as we go through perimenopause and menopause is that we seem to sometimes have a bit of a brain fog or lack of focus. So this practice today is just to incorporate that really. But alongside that, we're also going to do some postures that incorporate a little bit of strength, both through the legs and the upper body as well. We sometimes lose some bone density when our hormone levels change. So this is good for that as well. An all-round practice, but mainly with that focus on the balance. So we are going to start standing today, anywhere on your mat. And we're going to plant our feet underneath the hips. So the heels are in line with the hips, which are underneath the shoulders, which are dropped. Keeping that gaze forward, maybe even dipping the chin slightly towards the chest. As we relax the arms, give the shoulders a little bit of a shrug here and turn our palms to face the front. We can close the eyes if you want to, and this really gives us a sense of where we hold ourselves or how we hold ourselves when we are standing. And with those eyes closed, you might find yourself swaying a little bit. You might find your balance begins to shift. So obviously open the eyes if you're not comfortable with that. But otherwise, with those eyes closed, drawing that belly in, so standing tall and firm through your feet and feeling your body lengthened, growing through your spine, keeping those shoulders soft, maybe even growing a little bit through the crown of the head here. And from our mountain pose, the strong mountain pose, begin to be aware of the connection under your big toe and your little toe and the midpoint of the heel. Is it even? Is it spread evenly, that weight distribution? Or do you find that you favor one side over the other? There's no right or wrong. We're just noticing how we are feeling today and in this moment. Begin to tip your weight forward a little bit into the balls of your feet. Try not to scrunch your toes up here. And then roll it back so the weight falls mainly into the heels, but you're keeping your toes connected to the floor. And then just moving between the front and the back. And then maybe from one side to the other. So taking the weight more into one foot or more into the other foot. And again, just playing around with your weight distribution, with the balance. And then in our standing posture, let's bring the awareness into our breathing. You can take the hands onto the belly if you want to just remind yourself of drawing the breath down through the chest into the belly. So as we inhale, we can feel that expansion through our tummy. And as we exhale, the belly button returning back towards the spine. So drawing a nice deep breath in and exhaling that long breath out, all the while trying to keep that softness through the shoulders, not lifting them up to the ears as we breathe in or out. Staying here for a couple of breaths, connecting our breath to our physical posture. And that is what we are going to do through this class today. We are going to connect the breath to the posture, finding that balance of the two, finding our focus through maybe a standing balance posture as well. If your eyes are closed, flutter those eyelids open now and come to face the top of your mat. Resuming that Tadasana, that mountain pose, finding that weight evenly distributed between the front of your foot, the back of your foot here. We're going to bend the knees and reach the arms up in front of us. So we're not taking them overhead. They're almost at a diagonal in front of us here. Or if that's too much, if that brings too much load onto that lower part of the spine, we can just keep the hands to the heart. So we're coming down into this squat posture here, this chair pose, a nice strong pose into the legs. The weight falls back into the heels, but we still have our toes connected to the floor. And then as we inhale, we're going to straighten the legs and reach the arms up towards the ceiling. As we exhale, draw our palms together, sink it back down into our chair pose, hands at the heart, or we can reach our arms in front of us here. I'm going to keep my hands to the heart today. A little bit of an extra challenge. Maybe we can rise up onto the toes, so maybe we can lift the heels, sitting down into our chair. Before dropping the heels, straightening the legs, and lifting the arms up. Let's see if we can do that one more time. Finding our seat in our chair, hands to the heart, or extended in front of us. Coming up onto the toes, the ball of the foot here, sinking it down a little bit further maybe, and as we drop the heels, so we lift the arms, touch the hands together, and draw the hands down towards the heart. Shifting our weight into our right foot, let's lift that left knee, leveling off the hips, and then with control, just dropping the toes of the right foot behind us, coming into a high lunge, reaching our arms up towards the ceiling, and just staying here for a couple of breaths, being aware of how the body feels in this posture, drawing the thighs together, pulling our belly in, squeezing through the glutes as we keep our shoulders soft. And then from our high lunge, we're going to open it out into a warrior pose. Play around with that foot position. And again, finding the balance between the front foot and the back foot. Finding that weight pushing down equally into both feet. Staying strong through our legs. Keeping our legs in this position, we're just going to move our upper body as we reach the right arm up and exhale, taking it behind us. Peaceful warrior, so just relaxing that left hand down the back of the left leg. And as we exhale, so we draw the body back through warrior two, relaxing our right forearm onto our right thigh and reaching our left arm overhead. As we draw our upper body forward, so you'll feel the weight shift. So really make the effort to push into that back foot, keeping the outside edge of that foot in contact with the floor. And then as we inhale, we draw it back through our warrior, bringing our hands to the heart as we shift onto the ball of our left foot. And then from here, just stepping our left foot to meet our right at the top of the mat. Take a moment here, maybe coming back into Tadasana with the eyes closed. Listening to the breath. Finding that weight even between one foot and the other. And then as we take the hands to the heart, so we shift the weight into our left foot as we lift that right knee. With control, dropping that right foot back behind. Move yourself around till you're comfortable in this high lunge position and extending the arms up towards the ceiling. Drawing the legs together. It's almost like you're scissoring your thighs towards each other without actually moving. Try not to grip under the toes of that front foot as well. And then from our high lunge, we just open it out into warrior. Again, moving the feet around. We don't have to keep them in the same position. We want to make sure our foundations are secure before we can fully relax into this posture. Staying strong through the legs here. Extending our arms forward and backwards, so we're getting that strength through the arms as well. Finding our peaceful warrior. So we're moving the upper body, but keeping our foundations, our feet, our legs in the same posture. So we draw the body backwards into peaceful warrior, relaxing that right arm down the leg, extending the left arm overhead. And then with focus and with grace, we move through our warrior two into this extended side angle posture. Being quite soft on this thigh with the arm, so we're not throwing all our weight on it here. Moving back through our warrior, returning hands to the heart as we turn to face the top of the mat, and then stepping our right foot to meet our left at the top of the mat. That wasn't very gracefully done. I think I went a little too far in my stance in our warrior two in that posture. We're going to add on a little extra in that sequence. So again, we come to our mountain pose. Remembering our chair from the beginning of the class, we sink down into our chair. Keep the shoulders soft. Draw the hands together. Take them to the heart as we lift up into standing, bringing the weight into the right foot, lifting that left knee. Step it back into our high lunge. So again, we find the foundations, dance the feet around as much as you need to, lifting the arms up. As we exhale, we move into warrior two. So we flow through these movements, finding that focus and balance as we move. Take it back into our peaceful warrior. Moving through warrior two and straight over into extended side angle. So a nice flowing movement, coordinating the movement to our breath. So focus on your breath first. Back into warrior two. We take our hands to the heart, come onto the ball of our left foot, and then take the hands down either side of your right foot. Keep your left hand where it is, and we just sweep that right hand up towards the ceiling. Taking the right hand back down to the floor, step it back into a plank. Lift your hips up and back into your downward facing dog. Let that head feel nice and heavy here. And then looking towards the top of your mat, taking as many steps as you need to get to the top. Little bend in the knees. And as we inhale, keep that bend in the knees. We're going to find our chair pose. Draw the hands together. Take them to the heart as we straighten the legs. So we shift the weight into that left foot and lift the right knee. With control, taking our right foot back behind us into our high lunge, finding that balance underneath the feet. And as we exhale, we open out into warrior two. Again, moving those feet around, finding your strong, balanced foundations. Let's inhale it back into our peaceful warrior. Remember to keep a bend in that knee. As we exhale, we take it back through warrior two and all the way over into our extended side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Shifting on the ball of that back foot now, we turn to face the front, hands to heart. Take both hands down either side of your right foot, and we keep our right hand where it is, and we lift that left arm up. Exhale, take the left hand down. Let's step it back into our plank position here. Lifting up into downward facing dog. Looking forward towards the hands and taking as many steps as we can, or as we need to rather, to get to the top of the mat. And then as we inhale, pushing through those feet, we come up to our standing position, reaching the arms all the way up as we push the feet to the earth and we take our hands to the heart here. Before we come down to the floor, we're going to have a little standing balance in tree pose. So I'm turning to face the long edge of my mat. You can stay facing the front if you want to. And we're going to bring our weight into our right foot. Our left foot, we either take toes to the floor, heel to ankle. We can take that foot to the calf, or we can take that foot to the inner thigh. Just resting your hands, palms touching at the center of your body here. Now what we're looking for is a nice, strong, standing leg. So our right leg is really strong. We're rooting down through the sole of that foot. Almost imagine that you have roots growing out of the sole of your foot and they're drawing you down to the earth. And at the same time, you're lengthening through your body, up through the crown of your head. So we have these two opposites going on. The foot that is resting against your right thigh, if you really push it into the leg and the leg into the foot, that definitely helps with your balance. And if you focus your gaze to a point in front of you and just soften that focus, so you're not glaring. And then this knee, we're just turning it out as far as the body allows, keeping both hips facing forward. So there's an awful lot going on. But as long as we relax our breathing and soften our gaze, hopefully we will feel okay in this posture. We're going to turn that left knee forward now and drop the foot to the floor. I left you in that posture for quite a while, so if you fell out of it, that's absolutely fine. Just come back into the posture. We're going to come on to the other side now. Because we held that one for probably a good 10 breaths, we'll see if we can hold this one for an equal amount of time. So we bring our weight into our left foot and we take our right foot onto the side of the leg. Remember, both sides of the body are different. So if you don't want to take your foot into the same position as you did on the other side, that's absolutely fine. You might not have as much movement on one side than the other. Your balance, as you can see from mine, might be slightly off on one side. So find the position to rest your right foot against your left leg. And again, just go through that little checklist, root down through the foot, grow tall through the leg. Send the hips forward, send the knee back, soften the shoulders, relax the gaze, and extend through the crown of the head. Maybe taking the hands to the heart. You might want to take your arms wide to try and relax your balance here. Breathing nice and deeply and sending out a long exhale if we can. Turn that knee forward and then drop the foot all the way back down to the earth. We're going to come down to the floor to finish our practice today. Now we can just sit cross-legged or on our heels on the mat, or you might want to get a cushion or a rolled up blanket to sit on. I'm going to use this cushion today to sit on. So if we can bring ourselves down into a comfortable position. Now the reason I sit on a cushion is it lifts the hips a little bit and drops the knees, and it seems to elevate the spine as well, so I find it more comfortable. So give it a go, give it a try if you've not tried that before. And then when you have made your way down to the mat, we are going to just close the eyes for a second or two. We can refocus on our breath. Be aware of the position of our body as we are sat on the floor, on the mat, on a cushion. We may be cross-legged, we may be sitting on our heels. And yoga brings this awareness of how our body feels at any given moment, really. And we are able to use our breath to find space in our body and also relax into parts that might be feeling a little tight or tense. And to finish our class today, Again, just coming back to that theme of focus. If you're like me and you wear glasses, you're going to need to take them off at this point. I'm going to bring our hands together in front of us. So keep your eyes open for this one. We're going to begin to rub our hands together, palm against palm, generating some heat, feeling the hands warm up as we rub our hands together. And when they are feeling warm, we're going to take the hands and just rest them over our eyes. So if we keep our eyes open, you can just feel that heat moving from your hands to your face, to the area around your eyes, the sockets, underneath the eyes, around the outer edges as well, just feeling that heat. Relax the muscles, an area where we do tend to hold some tension. Take a deep breath in, and as we exhale, a long breath out through the mouth, releasing the hands away from the eyes and letting them rest on our knees in front of us. On our next inhale, we're just going to reach the shoulders up to the ears, giving them a big squeeze. And again, as we exhale, as we drop the shoulders, so we take that out breath through the mouth. Stay here as long as you feel you want or you need to today. There is no hurry to move. Embrace the stillness. Enjoy the sensation of movement that you have brought into your body. Enjoy the sensation of balance that you have hopefully returned to your mind. And when it's time to move on, bring your hands together at your heart and give yourself a bow of thanks for making it onto your mat today. And I will see you again on the mat for another practice. If you would like to share this with anyone that you think may find it useful, please do so. And also, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel and you're enjoying these videos, then I would love to have you along to share more video practices with me. Thank you very much.